All right, I am reading chapter 5, Going to the Ball. This is in Junie B. Jones as a Party Animal. Chapter 5. Lucille was sitting in the middle. She whispered real quiet to me in that grace. Beg for my poodle, she said. You promised, remember? You promised to beg for my poodle. Me and that Grace looked and looked at each other because we didn't actually want to do that particular thing. Lucille poked us. Come on, you promised, she whispered. You promised to beg. I did a sigh. Then I thinked about what to say. Finally, I took a deep breath. Hey, Nana, guess what? Lucille wants a poodle, apparently. And so, could you buy her one, do you think? I asked. Yes. Could you? Asked that Grace. Because she's making us beg you, or else we couldn't spend the night. The Nana's mouth came all the way open. Oh, so that's what this is all about. Well, my granddaughter knows perfectly well that I'm allergic to dogs, so you can tell Lucille that a poodle is out of the question, I'm afraid. I patted Lucille very understanding. A poodle's out of the question, we're afraid, I said. Lucille kicked her feet up and down. Beg harder, she whispered. You have to beg harder. I did a frown. Are you firm on that, Nana? I asked. No poodle, Lucille, said the Nana very snappish. Lucille kicked her feet some more. I knew that was this dumb idea wouldn't work, she grouched. Just then the car stopped in front of a big iron gate. Grace's eyes opened big and wide. Wow, this gate looks like a castle gate, she said. Lucille smiled a teeny bit. It's not a castle gate, you silly head, Grace, she said. This is the gate to my house. The Nana pushed a button and the gate opened right in front of our eyes. Hey, that button is like magic, I said. Lucille smiled bigger. After that, the Nana drove down a long driveway. She stopped in front of a big, beautiful house. Lucille jumped out of the car and ran inside. Me and that Grace followed after her. And guess what? Lucille's house was even beautifuler on the inside than it was on the outside. There was a beautiful long row of stairs and a beautiful big bowl of flowers and a beautiful giant sparkling ceiling light made out of glass. I did a gasp at that glistening thing. That light takes my breathing away, I said. Lucille skipped all around in a circle. She sang a loud song in my ears. See, I told you I was rich. See, I told you I was rich, she sang. She made that song up, I believe. After that, she took our hands and showed us all the rooms in her house. She showed us the living room and the dining room and the kitchen and the big giant patio and the daddy's office and the mother's office and the family room and the pool room where you play pool and the outside pool where you swim and the hot tub and the library and the gym and the Nana's room and the mother and daddy's room and the fancy gold bathroom with the jacuzzi and the brother's room and a whole bunch of guest rooms. Then finally, Lucille showed us her very own bedroom. It looked like a bedroom where a princess lived. Lucille's bed had a pink frilly roof on top of it. That is called a canopy, she explained. It matches my pink silk draperies and my pink silk bedspread and my pink telephone and my plush pink rug and my wallpaper with pink flowers in it. And see my TV and my stereo and my computer and my CD player? She pointed to the corner. And did you notice all of my big stuffed animals standing over there, she asked. My eyes popped out at those giant guys. The giraffe was bigger than me. Me and that Grace ran to play with them. No, stop, don't, shouted Lucille. You're not allowed to touch them. They are just for show. Huh? Said that Grace. What? I said, how come? Because they were expensive, that's how come. These animals costed my Nana a fortune. Oh, I said, kind of disappointed. Oh, said that Grace. We sat on Lucille's bed. Lucille shouted at us again. No, get up. You're not allowed to sit there. That bedspread is just for show. Me and that Grace springed right off of there. Lucille quick smoothed the material with her hand. Don't you two know anything, she said. This bedspread is made of silk. I told you I'm not allowed to get it soiled. Oh, said that Grace. Oh, I said. After that, Lucille skipped over to her dresser and she pressed a button on her mirror. A million bazillion lights came on. Look at this, she said. This is my very own professional makeup mirror. It is the same kind of mirror that they use for movie stars. My Nana brought it home all the way from Hollywood, California. Me and that Grace ran to the sparkly mirror. Then we looked at ourselves in the bright lights. Then we sticked out our tongues and made funny faces. Lucille quick turned it off. It is not a toy, she grouched. There's Lucille, not looking too pleased. And there's Junie B sticking out her tongue and Grace looking like she's pretending to be a monkey. After that, me and that Grace just stood very still. We didn't touch anything. This is going to be a long evening, I said, kind of quiet. Only just then, something very wonderful happened. Lucille's Nana came in the room. She was carrying a big box of dress-up clothes. I thought you little gals might have fun with some of my old evening gowns, she said real nice. They're as old as the hills, but they're still quite stunning. Lucille ran to the box speedy quick. Let's play Cinderella, she said. She pulled out a beautiful, sparkly pink gown. I'm Cinderella, she shouted. Then that Grace shoved me out of her way, and she ran to the box, too. She picked out a sparkly blue gown. I'm the fairy godmother, she yelled. I did a huffy breath at those two, because now I had to be the ugly stepsisters, probably. I bended down and searched through the box very careful. Then all of a sudden, my hands felt something long and silky and softy. I quick pulled it out of there. The Nana's whole face lighted up. Oh, my goodness, my old feather boa, she said. Why haven't I seen that thing in years? I danced all around with that lovely thing. I love this, Nana. I love this old boa. Just then, another great idea popped into my brain. Hey, I know. I will be the famous singer that sings at Cinderella's ball. Lucille and Grace looked funny at me. What singer? Said Lucille. There's no singer, said that Grace. I stamped my foot at them. Yes, there is. There is too a singer, and I am her, and my name is Florence, the famous singer, and I will be performing show tunes from the hit musical Annie. So there. Lucille and Grace shrugged their shoulders at me. Then they dressed up in their beautiful gowns, and they went to the ball, and I sang, The sun will come out tomorrow. There's Lucille and Grace dancing around at the ball, and there's Junie B singing. Chapter 6, Bouncing. After we finished playing Cinderella, the Nana called us to dinner. Me and Lucille and that Grace skipped into the big dining room. We sat at a long, shiny table. Pretty soon, Lucille's Nana came in from the kitchen, and she gave us our dinner. And guess what? Its name was Beans and Frank. Hooray! I said hooray for Beans and Frank, because this is my favorite kind of home cooking. That Nana did a teeny smile. Well, we usually have a cook, but I gave her the night off, she said. After that, the Nana poured milk into a beautifully sparkly glass. Ooh, Nana, these are your very best crystal glasses, said Lucille, very thrilled. I love these expensive things. Me too, I love these expensive things, I said. Only too bad for me, because nobody even told me that crystal glasses were very heavy. And so when I picked up my glass, it slipped right out of my hand, and it fell on the floor, and it broke into lots of pieces. Lucille's whole mouth came open. Oh no, you broke it. You broke my Nana's crystal glass. The Nana's face was reddish and scrunchy. Sorry, Nana, I said real soft. Sorry I broke your crystal glasses. The Nana sucked in her cheeks way into her head. Let's just try to be more careful, shall we, dear, she said. I bobbed my head up and down. We shall. After that, I ate my beans and Frank, very careful. Only pretty soon, my Frank spilled off my fork, and he landed on the Nana's white tablecloth. Oh, no, hollered Lucille. That's my Nana's good linen tablecloth. She brought it all the way from Ireland. The Nana's face was twisty and puffy. I quick pushed my plate away from me. My stomach felt in a tight knot. Yeah, only guess what? I'm not actually hungry anymore, and so I think I'll just sit here and not spill anything, I think. The Nana cleaned up my messes with a wet cloth. After she finished, she brought us chocolate ice cream for dessert. Only too bad for me, because a teeny plop of ice cream dropped right off my spoon and it landed on my chair cushion. The Nana did a big breath. You're a bit of a bull in a china shop, aren't you, dear? She said. Sorry, Nana, I said. Sorry. The Nana patted my head very stiffish. Quite all right, she said kind of mumbly. After that, I got down from the table, and me and my friends went back to Lucille's room. And guess what? Things got funner, because Lucille said we could play with the games in her closet. Only they weren't expensive. First, we played Chutes and Ladders. Then we played Twister and Bingo and Chinese Checkers and Tic-Tac-Toad and Candyland. Plus also we played Let's Spin till we get real dizzy and fall down. And guess what? I didn't even break anything. Hey, I think I'm getting the hang of this party, I said, kind of happy. Just then, the Nana knocked on Lucille's door. Time for you ladies to put your pajamas on, she said. I danced around the room, real happy. Hooray, hooray for pajamas, because I brought my favorites. I quick put them on. See them, Nana? See how biggish and baggish they are? That's how come they feel so comfortable. The Nana's eyes looked down at me. How very charming, she said. Just then, that Grace jumped right in front of me. Look at my Nana, she said. See Minnie? See mine? My pajamas have got neon polka dotties on them. How very colorful, said the Nana. All of a sudden, Lucille popped out of the big closet. Ta-da! Look at me, everyone. I am wearing my beautimous pink satin nightie. See me? See how lovely I look? I look like a gorgeous model in this thing, she said. Lucille let me and that Grace feel her material. How very smoothie, I said. After that, me and that Grace unrolled our sleeping bags on the floor, and the Nana took the silk bedspread off Lucille's bed. Time to get your beauty sleep, princesses, she said. Then those two kissed and hugged goodnight, and the Nana shut the door. Only guess what? Lucille didn't even get in bed. She kept twirling all around in her pink satin nightgown. So there she is in her pink satin nightgown. There's Junie B. There's Grace. This is how models twirl, she said. They twirl so you can see their fronts and their backs. Lucille wouldn't stop twirling. See my front? See my back, she said. Me and that Grace got up on the bed to watch her twirl. Lucille's bed was soft and cushy. We bounced up there a teeny bit. Lucille stopped twirling. Hey, don't, she said. That bed is for beauty sleeping only. I patted her bed very admiring. It's too bad we can't actually play up here because this mattress is a bouncy one, I said. Just then, Lucille's face did a sneaky smile. Want to bounce, she said real soft. Want to really, really bounce? She tiptoed to the door and looked down the hall. Come on, she whispered. Follow me. I grabbed Philip, Johnny, Bob, and followed after Lucille and that Grace. We tiptoed down the hall and around the corner. Then Lucille opened the door to a big guest room, and there was a giant bed in that place. See, she said. See how huge this bed is? My Nana had it specially made in case we have tall company. Lucille quick shut the door after us. Come on, let's go, she said. And so all of us run to the big bed, speedy quick. And we jumped and jumped and jumped on that thing. I sang a joyful song, and it's called Jumping, Jumping, Jumping on a Giant Bed. Jumping, Jumping, Jumping on the Giant Bed, I sang. Only too bad for me, because all of a sudden I remembered something very important, and it's called Mother and Daddy Said No Jumping. I got off the bed speedy fast. Only here's the problem, I said. I'm not actually allowed to jump because Mother and Daddy said no jumping, and so you guys should stop jumping too because that would be very polite of you. Lucille and that Grace didn't pay attention to me. That's how come I had to get back on the giant bed and shout in their faces. Stop jumping, I said, because I am not allowed to jump, and you guys shouldn't jump too. Grace springed way high in the air. Who's jumping? I'm not jumping, she said. She giggled very silly. I'm bouncing. Just then my whole face got happy. I hugged and hugged that girl because Mother and Daddy didn't say I couldn't bounce. After that, I bounced and bounced and bounced and bounced. Bouncing, bouncing, bouncing on the giant bed, I sang. I bounced till sweat came on my head. Then I flopped down on the bed to rest. I flopped on a plumpery pillow. Oof, Lucille. This is the most plumpery pillow I've ever saw, I told her. Of course it is, silly, said Lucille. That's because my Nana has all her pillows handmade in Sweden. I quick swinged the plumpery pillow over to my friend Grace. Grace, hey Grace, feel how plumpery this pillow is, I said. Only Grace didn't actually see it coming, and it accidentally hit her in the head. I peeked at her under the thing. Only that did not even harm you, I bet, because plumpery pillows don't hurt people, right, Grace, right? That Grace did a teeny grin. Then she took the plumpery pillow off her head, and she swinged it all around, and she hit me in the tummy. Oomph, I said. Then I laughed and laughed. Hey, I was right. Plumpery pillows don't hurt people. After that, I hit Lucille in the head with the plumpery pillow. Plus, also, I hit Grace again. And those guys got their own plumpery pillows, and all of us kept on hitting each other. Very fun. Only just then a mistake happened, because I didn't even know there was a rip in my plumpery pillow. And so the next time I hit Grace, all of my feathers exploded out of it. There were a million bazillion of those floaty things. They filled the whole air practically. Lucille did a gasp. That Grace did a gasp too. I danced around very giggling. Hey, it's snowing, I said. It's snowing, it's snowing. Just then the door swung open very fast. It was Lucille's Nana. She was holding the broken plumpery pillow. My heart pounded very hard inside of me. So there's Junie B. and all the feathers, and there's Lucille. There's Grace and the Nana looking real surprised. Hello, I said, very nervous. How are you today? I'm fine, except I'm having a little bit of a feather problem, apparently. The Nana walked at me very slow. Then she took my pillow out of my hand, and she hid her face in that flatty thing, and she didn't come out for a long time. Whew, we're having lots of fun at that sleepover. All right, tomorrow we will read chapters 7 and 8.